Hey, this is Drew Page, and in this video, we are going to break down Season 2, Episode 9 of Undercover Billionaire featuring Monique Idlett. Let's go.
They're going undercover in cities they've never been to with only $100, a cell phone with no contacts, and an old truck. All they'll have are the business principles they use to become successful. At the end of 90 days, all three businesses will be independently evaluated.
If it's a penny short of $1 million, I'll put in $1 million.
You know the drill. Each of our investors has 90 days to turn $100 into $1 million with nothing but a contactless cell phone and an old pickup truck. If you haven't gotten caught up on all of my other Undercover Billionaire analysis, you can click on the Undercover Billionaire playlist in the link in the description below. While you're down there, please subscribe to my channel and like this video to help with the algorithm to get the information out to people who might be looking for it. And if you really want to help me out, you can get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia, by clicking on the Amazon link in the description below. So the last time we saw Monique, she was struggling a bit trying to get her new juice machine working as she's trying to prep 200 juice shots for an outdoor event where she's hoping to show the investors who lowballed her in the last episode that her company is worth more than what they believe it's worth. So let's pick up with where she's going this week at the home where she's hopefully making some juice shots right now.
Tomorrow is a huge day for Rooted. It's the Bite of Black business event, and it's the first time that I'm selling to the public. It's really important that I sell a ton of our shots so I can further prove that Rooted is a real viable business and start infusing my startup with another round of funding from some more potential new investors. I'm trying to make this initial seed money go the full distance, and so far I've spent it on produce, juicer, bottles, labels, merch, art supplies, and the entire setup for our pop-up tomorrow. And I have an investor who is volunteering and has set up some volunteers. Okay,
she was able to get the juice machine going, and she's pulling an all-nighter to make sure to get things ready for this first event, the Bite of Black business, so she can show people the proof of concept that people are interested in this. So let's see what other help she gets.
I'm so grateful to Aaron, the owner of Toolbox, because he's loaning me the backdrop and furniture that I need to make my pop-up amazing.
It's pretty cool that she's able to get this help and not only get it, but get it for free. So it's interesting that these folks who are helping her, who some would call privileged, are voluntarily letting her use the stuff to help. So pretty interesting. Anyway, it looks like Monique's got things going in this episode. Let's see how things progress.
But my pop-up is all set up. Oh, this is so cool. And Rooted is finally open for business. The first sale is usually the hardest, and I know that once we get that, things will start rolling. But right now, we have to just get that first one.
You gotta get a shot. You come on. You don't even have to drink it now. You can save it for later. You can't keep walking by here and not buying no juice shot, girl. Hello, how are you?
What kind of shot? It cannot taste nasty.
Okay, so this one is apple mint ginger. So you know what? I would go with either the blueberry watermelon. I mean, they're all good, well, you're gonna taste it. It's ginger, and there is a shot, so it's meant to, like, you know. But sea moss is tasteless, so you're not gonna taste that.
I'm gonna go ahead and try the blueberry watermelon.
The blueberry watermelon one. Okay, let me get one for you, babe. We got our first sale. We got our first sale. I'm so happy right now. Thank you. You gotta shake it.
I will.
Okay, babe. My first sale for Rooted.
All right, after some pretty lame attempts to get people to come in, she finally got her first sale. And so hopefully we'll see how she's able to make some momentum out of this now that she's crossed that first barrier. And there is a lot to this. I mean, I know I'm making light of it a little bit, but when you are running a business, there's nothing like making your first sale. You know, I'm a lawyer. I've been a lawyer now for almost 11 years at the recording time of this video. And, you know, I finally decided to write a book about traffic defense. And, I wonder whether anybody would purchase it, you know, because, you know, people think I'll just pay off the ticket, not realizing that if they just pay off a ticket, they're essentially pleading guilty. They think they're just paying it off and that it goes away, but it doesn't go away. And so, but I really wanted to help people, so I did write that book. And I remember when I sold my first copy of that book, it was pretty awesome that somebody would actually want this product that I spent so much time on to prepare to help people. So I totally get it. If you're not an entrepreneur, you don't have your own business, you know, you're basically only working for someone else, then you may not understand why she would be so excited over that one sale. But that first sale is the hardest. So I totally agree with her on that.
In 90 minutes, we have already sold 75 shots. So Rooted is on track to sell out for today. And at $5 per shot, if we can sell all 200 that were made, we will recoup $1,000.
The music man. Oh, yeah, what's up? How are you?
I mentioned to my friend Jessica from the Courthouse Square that I was looking for someone to produce a jingle for my reimagined ice cream truck. Give business a sound. Adding the element of music to a brand, it helps to create an emotional connection. Before I started Rain Ventures, I was the CEO of Mosley Music Group and helped to build it into a major player in the music industry.
So her first business principle, I guess you would call it, is give business a sound. I mean, yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's pretty clear that at least with advertising, just about every advertisement needs some kind of music in the background. I mean, when you go shopping at the mall, you hear the music playing. You know, when you're at the restaurant, there's music. When you're watching commercials, there's obviously always music, and some songs you associate with that brand. I don't know how important that is. To, you know, pinpoint a certain song with your business. I guess it would depend on which business you're in. I mean, for a law firm, I mean, I guess there's a few law firms I can think of off the top of my head here locally that when I hear the song in the background, I immediately think of the law firm, and maybe that's a good thing. But you know, I don't know that that's that great of a business principle to be sharing for Undercover Billionaire. I'd also be interested to know how much she was in charge of the record label versus Timbaland. I would be very interested. I think that that's something that's kind of missing from her background on the show. I mean, I'm sure I could probably research it. I'm not really looking to dig all into those things. I'm basically just analyzing the show. But I think that the Undercover Billionaire producers missed an opportunity by kind of showing us exactly what it was she did to get that business going like she claims she does. And I'm not saying she didn't. It would be very interesting to know what her involvement was in making that a powerhouse business versus what Timbaland did. So again, I'm not slighting her. I'm saying I don't know. Maybe you know. If you know about what her actual involvement was, please put it in the comments. I'm always looking to learn. I would love to learn more. So if you have any information on that, put it in the comments and let me know what you know about it.
Don, one of my potential investors, showed up. And a few days ago, he and his partner, Michael, offered me $25,000 for a 25% stake in the company. But even though I want the capital to grow the company, I think that that is a big underevaluation of Rooted. So I'm glad that he's here today to see Rooted rocking it, and he has a chance to reconsider his initial offer.
My favorite thing about the booth was the sold out signs. That was fantastic. And I mean, in some ways, I guess it's kind of experiment number one to see, you know, if you're out there in the real world, is there a real market for this? Are people going to even be interested? It made me feel like, okay, I can see this happening. I can see our website. I can see a feeling that it creates in consumers. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, she's been impressive right from the start.
One thing you've got to give her is it takes a lot of balls to be able to turn down $25,000 when you have a brand new concept. Now, obviously, she's under a deadline where she has to come up with $1 million. So, you know, I get that. But when you're out there in the real world, somebody is ready to hand you a $25,000 check on something that you haven't even proven yet, for you to turn that down because you believe that your business is valued far more than $100,000 right out the gate, and be willing to put in the work to demonstrate that, that takes a lot of guts. I mean, so you've got to hand it to her on this. Again, she doesn't have much choice, but if you're out in the real world and somebody hands you a $25,000 check for 20% of your business that has no proof of concept, what are you going to do with that?
The first offer is rarely the best offer. Good business includes good negotiation. The key to a good negotiation is knowing your value before accepting any offer. If an offer doesn't meet your realistic assessment of your value, it's best to take a step back, knowing you didn't give your company away.
Monique's second principle in the episode is know your value. In a negotiation, know what your worth is. And that relates back to a principle she shared multiple times about know your worth, know your value. Again, the producers are recycling the same things. It's like they're running out of ideas. But, you know, it's true that when you're negotiating, most of the time, the first offer is not the best offer. That's not unusual. Although I will say that there are times where if there is a good offer, you should jump on it rather than trying to haggle, because you may let something get away. Like I saw a triplex in my hometown that I really wanted to get. There were already 2 units that were rented out, and there was a third unit that was vacant that I knew I could get, you know, some good value out of. And the price that they were asking, I mean, it really wasn't bad. And I could risk them putting it on the market in this hot market, or I could go ahead and lock it in off market with their first offer. So, I mean, there are times where the first offer isn't always a bad one, but the key is knowing worth and what the value of the negotiation is. And if it's not something that meets with your approval, then you walk away and be willing to do that. But again, I don't know that that's a principle at this stage of Undercover Billionaire that really needs to be highlighted.
You can't just know your value. You have to show your value. Having already onboarded investors that are excited about what we're doing at Rooted, it gets the new potential investors even more interested. Create that buzz, baby.
I mean, why wasn't that the principle? I mean, that is an excellent principle. Don't just know your value, show your value. I mean, that would have been so much better than just the recycled bullcrap that we keep seeing with these episodes as we keep moving along. I mean, yeah, when you're in a negotiation, if you can show new potential investors that you already have some big fish investing in you, and you've got some leaders that are invested and people are excited, yeah, you should show them that. You should have a portfolio of some sort showing that you have those investors, and showing your sales, and you know, you have that documentation to show that your business might be a startup, but it's moving in the right direction. So yeah, that's a great principle. Highlight that, Undercover Billionaire. That's something that we can pay attention to. Not just the same old know your worth, know your value. Don't just know your value, show your value. That is a great principle.
We want to make a bet on you. We were thinking we would do the same 25 that we offered before, but we would do that for 2% of the business. So,
oh, yes.
So that'll budget range that
I'm so happy right now. I'm so excited. Now I know how my founders feel when I'm ready to invest in them.
Wow. Okay, so these guys just went from investors to speculators. And you know, I'm not trying to insult Monique or Rooted or anything like that, but that is just complete baloney. This would never happen on Shark Tank. This would never happen on any other investor show. Either they know who she is, or they have just completely lost their minds as far as valuation. So let me explain that, okay? So when you're watching Shark Tank, or when you're hearing these guys talk about the numbers and percentages, the key is it's all about math. It's a simple math equation. So when they initially offered $25,000 for 20% of the business, you just take that 25 and divide it by 0.20. You recognize that the value of the business is $125,000. When they come back with this offer of $25,000 for 2%, you take that $25,000, divide it by 0.02, and that gives it a $1,250,000 valuation. So they have essentially made a bet that they could take the initial valuation, multiply it by 10, and they're good with that valuation. I mean, that's speculative at best. I mean, you know, I'm still holding AMC stock. I'm sure some of my friends are still holding GME. Yeah, we made a pretty quick run on it, but nobody saw that would happen. It was a total speculation play. And those who are holding and seeing well, I don't want to go in all that. There is absolutely no way that based on selling 1,000 shots, and that's it, that this business is worth $1.25 million. There's no property, no real estate. Everything she has is rented. She doesn't even have a truck yet. There is absolutely no way this business is valued at $1 million. Zero chance. And you can say I'm hating all you want. I'm not hating. That's just the math. These guys came in with a $125,000 valuation. And at this episode, they're saying right now, with absolutely nothing but 1,000 sold shots, that the company is worth $1.25 million. I don't buy it. Sorry. But that's my evaluation. If you think I'm wrong, put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. And we'll keep up with where the company progresses. Again, I'm Drew Page. Thank you for watching this episode. You can catch up on all of my Undercover Billionaire analysis by clicking on the Undercover Billionaire playlist link in the description below. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video to help with the algorithm. And if you'd really help me out, you can get a copy of my book, The Right Defense for a Traffic Offense in Virginia. Well, until next time, stay tuned.